our next topic is arrays. Before we learn what is arrays, why this arrays is required, let us learn that. Suppose if I ask you to write a program to read 5 students' age, then what you will do? You will write a for loop or a while loop and you will tell input A, input B, input C, input D, something like that, and you will read the data during the execution of the program. For example, if I tell you to read a age of 20 students, then you have to use 20 variables in the input statement to read the data, right? So instead of that, we have arrays. Arrays will hold the list of variables of the same data type. What will happen here? For example, if I want to read a age of 20 students. So age 0, age 1, age 2, age 3, age 4, like that. It will create the variables and it will read the data and it will save inside the variables. Okay, so an array is a collection of values stored in a single variable like numbers, characters, or strings. Means you can either read numbers or you can read characters or you can even read the strings using the arrays. Arrays are classified into two types like one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array. What is this one-dimensional array? One-dimensional array is nothing but a data which is used to store in a linear form, means in one single line. In one single line, in one linear form, that is called as a single dimensional array or a linear array, one-dimensional array. You can see in the picture I have taken, in one line we are saving 5 numbers here. It is starting from 0, num01, num02, num03, num04, num05. Okay, like this 5 elements in 5 tracks it is saving. Now what is this two-dimensional array? Two-dimensional array will store the data in the form of tabular form, like this, column 1 and row 1, like this it will save. Then how we write the syntax for these arrays? The syntax of this array is, every array will start like with dim, D-I-M. What is this dim? A dim is a variable or an array of a particular data type is initialized using dim. We will initialize the array using dim. Okay. Then what is the size of array? In the bracket I have written here size of array. In front of the name, I have to specify the size of array. What is this? It refers to the total number of elements that an array contains. Means inside that array, how many elements are there, that will be specified here. And after that, we have to specify the data type also. Like for example, dim n5 as integer. As integer means n5 will a variable which will hold the data as integer. It will take the integer data from the user. Okay, so let us see how exactly it works with one example. In this example, you can see first line I have cleared the screen, and the second line dim number 5 as an integer. Means I am taking a variable called num5. See, when I am telling it as a 5, how many elements it will hold? Total 5 elements. That is 5 variables, 5 data it will hold inside this. Okay. And again one more I am using dim sum as an integer. Okay. After that, here in this program, I am assigning a value to the variable in the program itself. I am not asking the user to enter during the execution. You can see in the program on the screen, I have assigned num1 is equal to 10, means num5 is there. No, in that first one will have the value of 10. and num2 will have the value of 20. Num3 will have the value of 30 and num4 will have the value of 40. Like this, I have assigned 5 variables, 5 values. Okay. Now, next what I'm doing, I'm adding all these 5 numbers. I'm adding this and after that I'm printing the value of sum. Now you know the values here. So when you execute the program, the output will be 150. Suppose if you add 50, 40, 30, 20 and 10, what is the answer? Yes, the answer is 150. So the output will be printed as 150. I think it is clear, children. Okay, let us take one more small example to make you understand very clearly. In this program, we are reading a string value to the variable. Okay, so clear screen to clear the output screen, then dim name sname 5 as string. Sname 5 is a variable, okay, to which I'm assigning a value is string. Okay, so first time it will be sname1. Okay, sname1. And what value I have assigned? I have assigned the value as Ram. And second time it will be 2 and I have assigned the value as Raj. Third time it will be 3 and Sachin. 4 is Rahul and 5 is Yuvraj. So now I want to print only sname 5. So what I'm doing? I'm just printing sname 5 and I'm ending the program. So when you run the program, what is the value saved in sname 5 variable? The value saved is Yuvraj. So the output will be printed as Yuvraj. Suppose for example, instead of 5 here, if I write 4, what will be the output? Yes, the output will be Rahul. And if I say 3, then the output will be Sachin. Suppose if you want to print all these 5 names, then what you should do? Print sname1, print sname2, print sname3. No, not required. You can use a for loop or a do while loop. Inside the loop, you can print all the 5 names, right? We have already learned how to use the looping statement. Instead of using 5 times print, we can use the loop here to print all the 5 names. I hope everything is clear, children. Yes? Okay. So this is what as the arrays. Okay. I hope everything is clear about arrays, right? Now, next our topic is library functions. What are these library functions? These functions are built-in functions that are used in a computer program to perform a predefined task. Means before only they have written and saved and kept what they have to do when we use these functions. Okay, these are known as library functions. Some of the library functions which we are discussing here is left dollar, right dollar, and mid dollar. Let us see how these functions works. Okay, next our first one is left dollar. This library function is used to extract a specified number of characters from the left of the string. String is nothing but a word, right? A word, any word. In the example, you can see here, machine dollar is a variable to which a string computer is assigned. See what I'm going to print here. Print left dollar machine. What is the machine value here? Computer, right? The value of a machine dollar variable is computer. And I have written in front of the comma, I have written 3. Means from the left side of the string, first 3 letters will be printed. See, what is the first three letters of the string value? Here the string is computer. So what are the three first letters? COM. You can see the output will be COM. Means the first three letters, it is extracting from the string variable, string value. Okay. So this is what about the left dollar function. Now, next is right. What this function will do? This is used to extract a specified number of characters from the right side of the string. Left is extracted from left side. So this right function is extracting from right side of the string. I'm taking the same example so that you people can understand it very clearly. Here, see, again the same machine dollar is the variable and the value assigned as a computer. Now instead of left, here I have written as right. And again from right side I am extracting the three characters. So what are the three characters from right side? You can see here on the screen. TER are the three letters, last three letters. So the output will be TER. Okay. So this is about the right library function. I hope it is clear. Now our next function is mid. Means from the middle, some part from the middle of the string we are going to extract by giving the required information, like from which letter and how many letters you want to extract. That information you have to specify. Let us see how it works. The mid function returns the portion of a string value from any position inside the string. Here also I am taking the same example, computer, and see what is the print I am going to do here. I am printing mid dollar machine 3,4. What is this 3,4? 3 denotes the location from where the extraction starts, like from which letter it should start taking, and 4 denotes how many characters should be extracted. See, now in the example, the third letter is M because COM. So M, from M it is starting, and after that it should take 4 letters because I have specified 4 as a requirement here. So MPUT, 4 letters it will extract and it will print as a output. In this example, instead of 4, if I take 5, then what will be the output? Output will be MPUTE. It will include E also because I have given as 5, like that. Okay, so it will take from the starting, from where which we ask it to extract. From there, how many characters we tell it to extract, those many characters it will extract to us and it will give us the output. This is about the mid function. I hope all the 3 library functions are very clear for you all. The next thing is what all we have learned in this lesson. In this lesson, we learned about the control statements and the looping statements, array, and the library functions. I hope each and every concept is very clear for you all. You have understood all the concepts clearly. I want you all to practice all these programs if you have computer at home. If not, you can learn from the textbook, and whenever the school starts, you can do the practicals and you will become perfect at that time.